The moment of decision. Hey everyone, I'm Matthew Cornwell with Get Taped here in Atlanta, Georgia, one of Atlanta's original audition taping services, which I co-own with my amazingly talented, beautiful wife, Brooke J. Taylor. Did the full name this time. And now on to our topic, the moment of decision. After covering the opening moment and the closing moment of your audition in previous videos, links in the show notes below, we decided we should cover one of the moments that happens during your audition. And we call that moment the moment of decision. Now, I heard this term recently from an editor named Jordan Goldman, and he was doing an educational video for SAG-AFTRA, and we'll put that link in the show notes below as well, that lives somewhere on YouTube. And he's specifically a television editor, and he was using this term, the moment of decision. And he talks about it as the moment in each scene that he is specifically looking for in each actor who is appearing on screen. If the actor nails this moment of decision, it almost guarantees that he, as the editor, will hold on that actor's coverage a little bit longer. On the other hand, if the actor misses this opportunity, well, it could compromise the amount of coverage they get in that final edit. So what is it? Well, simply put, it's a moment in the script where your character has a decision to make, but instead of just blurting out the next line, well, because you've memorized it and it's your next line, you actually take a moment to process all the choices you have before you come to the decision. In life, we face these moments of decision all day long. From deciding what to wear each morning, to deciding on whether or not today is the day to ask for that raise, etc. But now let's talk about the world of storytelling. Let's say your character goes to the fridge and opens the door, and inside the fridge is a bottle of water and a beer. So you have this moment of decision. Now, this could be an extremely trivial decision that takes only a fraction of a moment to process. Beer. Or perhaps this could be a tougher decision because your character is trying to lose weight and is fighting that temptation to have that late night beer. Water. Or tougher yet, what if your character has just come to terms with the fact that they have an alcohol addiction and they stare at this beer every night, hoping for the willpower to throw it away or at least to not drink it? Water. So in this fridge scenario, if the truth of the scene is that last version, but the performance you give is closer to the first moment of decision, well, you're kind of missing the moment. And now the editor can't use that beautiful push-in shot of the beer and the water, which would have served to increase the tension of the moment. Now, hopefully, if this was an actual scenario on set, the director would have caught that and would have given you a redirect, or at least asked for multiple options. But in the end, as the actor, you need to be in tune with these moments of decision and what is happening in your character's life. For a real-life example, my episodes of The Walking Dead recently aired, and my character, Evans, had no scripted lines. It was a principal role, but Evans was designed to be the silent, strong, intimidating type. For the audition, they gave me a dummy interrogation scene as the audition sides, and they made it clear in the audition notes that the silence was the true essence of this character. Knowing that, I chose to make my opening moment the moment of decision. Specifically, Evans was deciding on whether or not to be the first one to break the silence. So how long was my moment of decision? Almost 30 seconds. That's right. The entire first 30 seconds of my audition was silence. Imagine that. And I booked it. Maybe I'll show that audition in a future video. If you're interested in that, drop a comment below. But suffice to say, it did feel a little risky at the time, but it felt so authentic to not only the character Evans, but also to me. And here's an example I will show you. For my pilot that I'm producing, Roger Espionager, my character, Roger, has a moment of decision late in the pilot. And since this is a quirky spy adventure, I decided to make a little bit of a meal out of this moment of decision. I left the audio out of this clip so that I don't give anything away. In both this example and the previous Walking Dead example, I'm taking a lot of time for these moments of decision. Please don't take that to mean that you should make a meal out of every moment in your audition. No. Negatory. That is not the moral. Let me break it down to 2 categories of actor that may be watching this video. If you're newer to the craft of acting, then you're likely blazing right past some of these potential moments of decision. Perhaps you're too focused on regurgitating those memorized lines instead of really living in the present moment. Or maybe you're too scared to slow it down because you've been told by numerous teachers that you should always keep the pace going. Maybe you've been told in the past to take the air out of the script, or keep up the pace, or I'm driving trucks through those pauses, etc. Those can be good notes, especially if you have a tendency to go very slowly. But once you have found that fast-paced version of the script, I guarantee there is at least one moment that you have earned to take your time with. In other words, you've earned the right to slow down in that moment. And that moment, coincidentally, will be a moment of decision. But again, hear me. If you're slowing down on every moment, then you've diluted the performance and it will feel very slow-paced, like you're walking through mud. Only if you've taken the air out of the script will you then discover that, oh, there is maybe a place that I can take my time and have a moment of decision. If you're an experienced actor, well, then you're probably already doing these moments of decision instinctually. However, to reinvigorate your script analysis for your next audition, take some time to identify the moment of decision in the scene. Keeping in mind, of course, there might be multiple moments of decision in the scene, especially if it's a longer scene. No matter where you are in your craft, it's a good idea to reflect on your last few self-taped auditions that you might still have uploaded to Actors Access or on your computer to see if you can pinpoint those moments of decision in those auditions. Again, these moments of decision don't have to be your Emmy or Oscar clip. They might be very subtle. In fact, most of the time, they should be extremely subtle. But here's the kicker. The decision makers, the casting directors, the directors, producers, they know where these moments are in the script, and they're going to look out for them in your performance. In fact, I just listened to an Instagram Live last week between 2 casting directors where they talked about this. One of the cast directors said that sometimes she will take the tapes that come in for a specific role and she will scrub through the video to that specific moment to see if the actor nailed it or not. And you thought they only watched the first 10 seconds. So in short, it's good to be aware of this part of your craft, because if the decision makers are looking for it, then you might want to take stock of whether or not you are being aware of it yourself. Now, if you call this moment of decision something else, feel free to drop a comment below or ask any other questions or challenge me on this topic. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on set.